Zena, put this back. She's staring at me like, what? My name is Jillian, and this is Jillian Camps Arizona, and today is May the 3rd. I am still filming indoors. Let me show you what it looks like filming indoors right now. Hello. Can you see me? See? I'm filming indoors. I pushed my dining room set aside. We just finished filming on May 2nd, you know, the new coming back video, welcome back. So today is May the 3rd and we're now filming indoors. So there's that. I really want to go camping. I mean, what do you miss the most here? You know, do you want to go camping too? Do you want to be outdoors swimming perhaps, or at the public pool, or you know, tell me, let me know in the comments below, what do you miss the most? Because I really want to go camping. I'm just dying to be out there. I've been wanting to go to the Grand Canyon and I cannot do any of those. So instead I thought we could do a little Grand Canyon tips video where we talk about the 4 tips for hiking in the desert heat, hiking especially in the Grand Canyon. So the first tip I have for you is don't hike in the heat. Wake up at 3 in the morning like I did with my brother. You could see it in some of the Grand Canyon vlogs that we did. Wake up at 3 a.m. and go hiking then, right? Don't hike in the heat. It's just gonna be a nightmare. You're gonna be so hot, you're gonna be so thirsty, and it's gonna be terrible. So wake up way early if you have to, but please don't hike in the heat. It's not worth it. It's your body, you know? It's not gonna be able to withstand all that heat, you know, sweating all the time with your pack on and just trudging through. It's really hot. Don't do it, please. Wake up early. I woke up at 3 a.m. with my brother. We went hiking then and it worked out great. The second tip I have is don't hike too many miles in one day. My brother and I were doing 15 miles on the first day. We were hiking down to the bottom and then up halfway to Cottonwood. But that's because we are experienced hikers and we've hiked the Grand Canyon before, so we know how long it is. Please do not try and make it down to the river and back in one day. There's tons of warning signs about it at the Grand Canyon, but it's too long of a hike. I've seen so many people in the heat of the day coming down and I'm like, where are you going? And they're like, well, we're trying to make it down to the bottom. Like, please don't. It's not gonna work. You're not even to Indian Garden and you're not gonna make it. You're gonna die before you get there. So I've seen people do it. Only real runners, you know, who've done it before, who are like marathon people, and children usually. They can make it easily. They have tons of energy and they just run down and they run back up. I one time met this woman who was, I met these 2 kids who were climbing up, and then I met this woman who was like, you know, climbing up after them. She was in great shape, you know, so please don't hike too many miles in one day. There's all types of warning signs with this, and you have to be sure to know your limits, right? Just don't hike too much in one day. It's not worth it. The third tip I have is if you're hiking in the heat at the Grand Canyon is always be prepared, right? Bring at least a 3-liter, this is a 3-liter water bladder, and plus a 2-liter if you need it. I always bring 5 liters of water minimum when I'm hiking, especially in the Grand Canyon, because you're hiking possibly slower, you've got a lot of weight on your back, and it's a long hike between the water. So be sure to bring at least a 3-liter bladder. 5 liters is better if you drink a lot of water like me. I am a water drinker. I drink a ton of water. So it's always good to bring as much water as you need. Please don't get dehydrated. That is like the #1 killer if you're hiking the Grand Canyon. There was like this runner that, so last year I was reading this article about this woman who thought she could make it to the bottom, but she got lost. She thought she would do like the loop around in order to, you know, on the Hermit's Trail. She thought she could try to do that, but It turned out too difficult and she slept in the bushes. She ended up dying because she didn't have enough water. So please bring enough water for you while you're hiking, and also a water filtration system or a way to treat water, right? Both preferably. The water filtration system, I actually own a Sawyer water filtration system. I'm gonna be doing a review of that here in a little bit. But please bring enough water when you're hiking the Grand Canyon. It's especially important. The fourth tip I have for you is what I like to call the hiking pole requirement. Please bring hiking poles when hiking the Grand Canyon. I know it doesn't seem like you're like, oh, I don't need those. It doesn't seem that hard. Trust me, when it's a reverse mountain, that's what people forget all the time, right? They start climbing down and they think to themselves, wow, this is easy. I can easily make it down to the water and back in one day. The problem is that you're doing the worst part of it hiking up after you're already tired from hiking all the way down, right? You do the easy part first. The hard part is the second half, basically. So please bring hiking poles. These are a lifesaver because when you're hiking down, you're thinking to yourself, this isn't too bad. Trust me, I constantly remind myself in the back of my head, you have to climb back out. You have to climb up. You have to go back up there, you know, all the way up there to the rim. You know, I'm constantly pointing at it going, look, see, look where I have to go. And I do that all the time in the vlogs, not just for myself, but for you as well, right? So that way you know how far you have to go. So it's always a reminder in my head, you know, I'm constantly reiterating to myself, you have to climb back out. You know, don't think this is easy, etc. So be sure to bring hiking poles in the Grand Canyon. It'll be a lifesaver for you when you're climbing out and you're super tired and you don't feel like you can go on. You can just use those hiking poles to push yourself up the mountain if you think of it that way, you know, and you can easily hike out. It just takes time. So anyway, so that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about were the 4 tips for hiking the Grand Canyon, because I can't hike it right now. I'm actually kind of sad. So maybe eventually I'll be able to hike it, but by the time you see this video, I'm supposed to be hiking the Grand Canyon right now, but unfortunately I can't go because we're all stuck indoors. So I'm filming this now because I missed the Grand Canyon and I really want to go hiking. So use these tips in order to hike the Grand Canyon and be safe while you're doing it. So thank you so much for joining me on this Jillian Camps Arizona video. Feel free to thumbs up this content if you like it and you want to see more like it. Also, if you're not currently following me and you want to follow me around, feel free to hit that subscribe button below, or you can like my page on Facebook or on Instagram. That's at Jillian Camps Arizona. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.